What's up, my says souls? It's your girl Evie coming back to you again. If you don't know the name of this channel, the name of this channel is Because Evie Says So. Guess what, y'all? I'm Evie. How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now today we're gonna be talking about some things like we always do. We're gonna be having a mukbang. I'm over my mom's and she fixed me some fried chicken, y'all, and I got some mushrooms from Browns. Y'all know how I feel about Browns. That relationship is close, okay? Because I love Browns. And some smothered potatoes with onions. I don't know if y'all can see that, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm finna smash this, okay? All right. So anyway, what y'all doing? What's up? Now, the subject that we're gonna be talking about today is important. And we're gonna get on that subject and that topic in just a second. What we're gonna be talking about is voting. I mean, it's about that time. November the 3rd is around the corner, y'all. And if you know, like I know, millions of people have already voted. And they've done it by mail-in ballots. And if you've done your mail-in ballot, hooray, thank you. You made your voice matter. You took your voice and you put that pen to paper and you did what you needed to do in order to make your voice heard. Let me go ahead and turn this around a little bit, y'all, because this shadow is something else. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm just adjusting a couple of things. Adjusting some things. No, that's not going to be right. So we're going to turn that light back on. Okay. Wish the shades were closed just a little bit behind me. But we're going to go ahead and work with this, okay? So anyway, thank y'all for coming to this channel today. I know it's a lot of things y'all could have been doing, but you came here to see me. So I really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get some of these potatoes because they are getting cold. But as I was saying, millions of people have already cast their ballots. And they did that by mail-in ballots, and that's great. But what if you didn't do a mail-in ballot and you actually have to go in person to your polling place? How does that process work? I mean, a lot of people think voting is just a matter of casting your ballot. You stand in line, you vote, you leave. Well, it's a little bit more than that. And for a lot of people, this is a new experience this time. And so I wanted to come to you guys to prepare you a little bit because, as I said before, in one of my other videos, got some Kool-Aid, y'all. Yes, I said Kool-Aid, okay? No shade. Kool-Aid is great. Anyway, we have so many young voters. And for the first time, they're going to be able to cast their ballot, and they are super excited about it. But what I wanted to do is quickly walk you through the process. So what we're going to be doing today, and I got some notes down here. Y'all know I take notes, okay? Is how to vote in 5 easy steps at your polling place location in 2020. Let's go. Okay, the first thing you need to know is that your voice matters, which we always talk about. We always talk about the fact that a lot of people say, well, I don't really want to vote. It's not going to count. They're not going to cast my ballot and all this other stuff. Nonsense. Nonsense, nonsense. A certain person wants you to believe that if you fill in the mail-in ballot, it's not going to count right. Well, that's an intimidation tactic. If you got your mail-in ballot, do you, boo-boo, because it's going to count. Okay? But if you're going to a polling location, there are 5 things that you should know. Number 1 is be prepared to wait. Okay, once you get in line, with this being the presidential election, there are going to be a lot of people that actually come out. And a lot of people seem to believe that they can just get out of their car, run and get in line, and then go to work. They don't want to be late for work. Well, hey, I get it. You don't want to be late for work. However, you need to be prepared to wait. It's not just the presidential election. We have other officials that are running. You have judges, you have administrators, you have aldermen, you have all kinds of senators that are running this time, and you need to be prepared to fill your ballot out in the best way possible, make the most minimum, don't even try to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you're going to need another ballot and such, but we'll get into that. But the first thing, like I said, is be prepared to wait. Bring a snack, bring a book. If you can, bring a small chair. Not every polling place has a lot of chairs, and there are a lot of people out there that just can't stand for a very long time and they get tired. So sometimes what you actually need to do is to bring a chair. So no shade. I mean, who cares if you bring in a chair to sit down? If you tired, sit down. But stay in line, okay? And that'll help you be able to stay in line and stay focused on the task at hand, which is to get inside and cast your ballot. Now, the second thing that you need to know about voting is bring identification. Bring your ID. Bring your driver's license. And I say that you don't necessarily need your ID if you're already registered in the system. We can find you as election judges if you give us your address, your name, and we can pull you up in the system. Now, but I suggest that you bring your ID. On the table with us is an ID card reader. It's a little machine right next to us where we put your ID in that machine, and guess what? Once that ID is in the machine, all your information pops up before us. Not your business, just your information, like your address, your phone number, and we verify that with you. Once we verify that with you, you go ahead and sign, indicating that you're here to vote, because we print out a little piece of paper, a little sticker, and we put it in a book for everyone that comes out to vote. And all it does is just tell us your name and your address and the fact that you're there to vote. Now, like I said, bring ID. And I know your question is, well, what if I don't have any ID? Well, there are other means to identify yourself. Do you have a bank statement? Do you have a school ID? Do you have a government check that you receive? Anything that has your information on it that proves who you are, a work ID. Anything that proves to identify you and your name, we primarily can use. I mean, I've registered a guy before where we had to, I think we used his library card. I mean, we really went in deep to make sure that we could register this guy. And everything was fine. He ended up using his bank statement to verify who he was at his bank. And that's great. So, bring identification. It goes so much faster if you have that. Okay? If it's your first time voting, definitely have your ID ready, because we need to take down your name, your address, the correct spelling of your name. We need to have you sign a piece of paper, because that information will be scanned into the system for next time, so that next time you come to vote, it'll already be there. So bring ID. Okay, we covered that. Now, the third item that you do when you're getting ready to vote, number 3, is you need to decide, once you've given your ID and you're ready to vote, you need to decide, do you want a paper ballot or do you want to use the touch screen? The touch screen, and this year this is a bonus, this is something new, the touch screen has been made a little bit better, because now you can enhance the font or the letters on the screen to be bigger. If you're like me, you have problems seeing. Glasses, can you see that? Anyway, I have problems reading things that are very, very small. And I know that might be the problem for others. So now you have the opportunity to make the screen bigger, to make the items on the screen bigger where you can see it. I mean, that's a bonus, because before people were struggling trying to look at that screen, and that was a problem. So yay to that. Now, let's say you decide to want to use the touch screen. The touch screen will walk you through everything. Once you're at the table with us and you decide you want to do the touch screen, we give you a touch screen card. It looks like a credit card, but it's not, people. It ain't gonna work for nothing else but this machine. So you take the card over to the machine, you place the card in the machine. That machine tells it, hey, this is Evie, and she's gonna vote. So you stick the card in the machine. Once you get the card in the machine, it's step by step. You read, you touch, you vote for who you want to vote for. We as election judges cannot tell you who to vote for. We cannot tell you how to vote, as in Democratic, Republican, Conservative, the Green Party, etc. It's your right. You have a right to vote for who you want. We are not there to influence you by any means. We are there to help you. If you have questions, if you have needs, let's say you have special needs, you have a disability, and you want to be able to cast your vote, well, hey, we got something for you. We even offer curbside voting. Did you know that? Did you know that there's curbside voting? You need to call and register with your city or your state, indicating what time you're going to be available to come down to vote because you have a disability, you can't get out of the car, COVID, something like that, and we will meet you at the car and we will help you vote at the car. Now, I know a lot of people don't know that, so that's a bonus. But getting back to, you have a disability and you want to be able to vote. Did you know that we have audio ballots? You can put headphones on, you can sit at the ballot station, and you can actually listen to the ballot. I mean, this is wonderful for people that can't exactly read everything and they need to just hear it, because some people are auditory. They're not visual people, they're auditory. So if they listen to it, the instructions are there. As soon as it comes on, it goes to the instructions, just like the touch screen would if you were reading it. It does the same with the audio ballot. And it gives you another opportunity and yet another way to cast your ballot. Now, let's say you're blind. I do believe we have ballots in Braille. I'm not certain of that, but I do believe we do. We have ballots in Hindi, Chinese, Tagalog. We have them, of course, in English and Spanish. And I'm not sure how many more languages that they're offering, but each time they're trying to get more ballots in different nationalities and different languages, excuse me. So if you have someone, let's say that's with you, that speaks only Spanish. Now, generally, the election officials make sure that we have a Spanish-speaking judge in our area if that area happens to have a good representation of Hispanics or Latinos, but not always. So let's be practical. Let's say they only speak Spanish. Do you have a buddy? Do you have a family member that can come and try to help you with your ballot? That's allowed. That's allowed. If you have someone that doesn't speak English and you want to help them along in their voting, we are grateful for you because we can't always translate. So we're grateful to have you. As long as you don't interfere with anybody else's voting, you are welcome. Now, in that process, you need to decide, like I said, if you want paper or touchscreen. Well, we went over the touchscreen. Let's go over the paper. When you get a paper ballot, we also provide you with a special pen that you use on that ballot. We also provide you with a privacy shield because you don't want nobody looking over your shoulder when you're trying to vote. I mean, that's kind of personal, right? You want to be able to cast your stuff in the way you want to be able to cast your stuff, okay? So we provide you with a privacy screen that you put between you and the other person on the desk that you're going to use where you vote. And what you do is you take that paper ballot in there and everybody is listed that's running. You got the president, the candidates for that, the candidates for various other things. It is just like the touch screen, except it's on paper. So what you do is you go ahead and you read each and every one to make sure that you check each and every person that you want to vote for. Because guess what? Your voice matters. Your vote matters. But it will not be counted if you've made a mistake, if everything is not checked. It will be considered a ballot, a spoiled ballot. And you don't want a spoiled ballot. You didn't get up, you didn't got dressed, you didn't come out, you didn't stand it in line, and you didn't done everything you need to do to vote. You didn't got past all those obstacles, and then you make a mistake. But don't worry. If you make a mistake on a paper ballot, you can give it to one of the election judges. We will consider it a spoiled ballot. We will put it in the area that we have for spoiled ballots, and we will provide you with another ballot. However, be careful, slow down. I know you got to go to work. I know your kids are probably in the car. I know that you have other things that you could be doing, but this is your right as a citizen of the United States of America, and your vote could not count as much as it does now. This election is not one to sit home. We need you, and we want you to be able to cast your ballot in the best way possible. So slow down, slow down. Read the candidates. See which ones you want to vote for. You can actually research the candidates before you come in, and that way you'll know what is actually going on. Now, that was number 3. Number 4 is read your ballot carefully, which I just said. Read your ballot carefully, try not to make any mistakes, check all the boxes. That's number 4. But let's go back to number 3 just a little bit. And you have the paper ballot. You don't understand everything. We as election judges are there to help you. If you're having problems, come to us, let us know. Once you get that paper ballot, it's your right to be able to cast your vote, and we want to make sure you can do it in the best way possible. So don't be hesitant to ask for help. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. No shade there. We are there to help you. That's our job, and we want to help you. So when you finish your ballot, I know you're saying, when I finish my ballot, what do I do then? Do I just put it on the table and walk out? Nope, that's not the procedure. What you do is when you're finished with your ballot, you want to gather the pen we gave you. You want to gather your privacy shield that we provided for you and your ballot. You bring it to an election judge. There'll be somebody standing next to the machine where you actually place that ballot in the machine. It slides in there, and then it's counted in the computer as a cast ballot. That's just that box is locked. There's no way we can get in it until the end of the day, until we count all the stuff that we have. We have poll watchers that are watching us. We have elected officials that come in from time to time. As long as they don't interfere with the voting process, they're welcome. But I wanted to let you know your vote is safe. It's safe. It's going to be counted, and there are several procedures that we need to go through at the end of the night to make sure that your ballot is safe. So when you come out, give us the pen, give us the privacy shield, cast your ballot. We'll show you exactly how to do that. And guess what happens after that? You get an I voted sticker. And you should wear it proudly because you went through all of that, which is not hardly that much. But for some people, the experience is daunting. They're afraid they're going to do something wrong. They're afraid that they're not going to get it right, or that they're going to make a mistake. Don't worry about that. Calm down. Calm down. This is not the time for you to sit out, but it's not the time for you to panic either. There's no need to. The process is simple. People read into it a little bit too much. Our job is to make sure you can do that. Once you get your I voted sticker, you can go. Thank you so much for your vote. Have a great day. And that's how that procedure works. Now, you might have other questions. Let's say you come to vote, but you moved. That was your polling place last time, and you don't exactly know where you need to go this time. Well, if you're in the same district or the same ward, more than likely, that's still going to be the same place. However, once you provide us with your ID and we put your information into the system, well, let's back up a little bit. If your ID has been changed to your new address, it'll pop up in the system. But let's say you haven't changed your ID and you say, well, my name is Sandra Brown, and I moved to 123 Sesame Street in Chicago, Illinois. But before, you lived at 245 Sacred Street in Chicago, Illinois. Well, that's a difference. So anyway, we would pull up your new address, and if it wasn't in the same district or it wasn't with us, we provide you with a sticker that tells you exactly the location that you need to be at. So don't panic. Don't panic. We can figure it out. And that's what we're there for. Now, let's say you've never voted. Like I said, for the first time, this is the first time you voted, and you're worried about it. Bring your ID. We'll step you through it, and it's no problem. Don't worry about that either. Let me think of some more examples. Let's say you wanted a mail-in ballot, but you didn't receive your mail-in ballot, but the system has listed you as a person with a mail-in ballot. When you come to vote, it's going to tell us you received a mail-in ballot. And you're going to be like, I ain't received nothing. What are you talking about? I ain't getting no ballot. Well, that voting process is just a little different. You can still vote, and we let you go through the voting process, and it will still be counted. However, we'll have you fill out a slip indicating that you didn't receive the mail-in ballot and that you'd like to cast your vote here today. And that's simple. I mean, it's so simple. We try to make things as simple as possible so that you can get in and get out, because we know that your time is precious. We appreciate you coming out, and we want you to come out, and we need you to come out. So come on out. Don't worry about the ifs and the buts. We got all the I's. We've dotted all the I's. We've crossed all the T's. We are there for you. In this COVID situation, if you decide to come out, we do have hand sanitizer. We will be wearing masks. Please wear your mask. Please wear your mask. We want to make sure that you're safe. There will be social distancing. So voting will be slowed down just a little bit. And that goes back to number one, be prepared to wait. This is the election of elections in my book. We need you to be there. We need you to cast your vote. We need you to say what you want to do. As an American in the United States of America, I don't think there's any more great honor than to be able to cast your ballot, because there are so many people that were not allowed to, that were denied the right to vote. So now that we have the right to vote, let's do something about it. Let's use it. Let's make sure that we're out there saying to these candidates, hey, we're not going to just stand for this. You need to do something for the community. You need to show yourself. Don't come to our churches every 4 years and get up there and make promises that you know you're not going to keep. We're keeping a tab. We are watching you, okay? And we have a right to vote for who we want to vote for. However, in this day of education, this day of Google, we can whip up your record in a minute. So as a voter, be educated. Do some research. It don't take long. Do it in your car. Pull up that person's name on your phone. See what their record is like. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican, Conservative, Green Party, whatever. What does that person stand for? What do they want? What have they done for your community? Or do they just show up every 4 years and ask for your vote? We're not standing for that anymore. In this day and age, you got to do what you promised to do, or we're not voting for you, okay? So be educated as a voter. Like I said, the presidential election is important, 2020, and I want you guys to be as knowledgeable as possible. So that's 5 easy steps that you can go to your polling place and vote in person in 2020. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, I am an administrative judge. I've also been an election judge. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below, because you know a girl want to know. I will get back to you. I will let you know. I will answer your questions so you can be as prepared as you want to be, and it can be an easy transition in and out. You know I love y'all. You know I tell you all the time, you matter. Your voice matters. Your vote matters. Go out and vote. If you still have, for people that want to do a mail-in ballot in Illinois, you still have until October the 29th. Let me just verify that, because I took some notes. Yes, you still have until Thursday, October the 29th to request a mail-in ballot. And you have until November the 3rd, at the latest November the 17th, to go ahead and turn in that mail ballot. It needs to be postmarked by November the 3rd, definitely. But if it doesn't get there until after the 17th, they're still going to count it if it got there before the 17th. So make sure you fill out your ballots. Read them entirely. Don't be that voter that just checks every box because they're Democrat or they're Republican. Do your research. Does this person do for my community or do they not? What's their record? Because let me tell you something. If you're at your job, you get an evaluation all the time. Every year, your evaluation tells you if you're going to get a raise or not. Well, let's not raise their pay for nothing. Let's evaluate them, okay? I love you guys. And I just can't wait to talk to you again. You know I want to talk to you on the regular. Thanks for listening. Have any questions, put them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and share this video. Let everybody know what your girl is over here doing. We're over here on that mukbang, eating that food and talking about things that matter and are relevant. The subject is the subject. So you know how I feel about that. I love you guys and you have a great, great day. All right now. Bye-bye.